Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. I hope some of my friends are able to join me. Whew, I've been resting up, and again, thank you all again for campaign around the world being a success. We're in this phase 2 of that process, and thank you all again for your prayers and your donations. And so I had a busy week, but I wanted to come in this morning and just share a little bit called No New Tricks. Amen. Hey, this 2020, and many of us have been fasting or seeking God and really staying before Him and seeking supernatural information and instruction, wisdom and knowledge, for our upcoming year. And so definitely I know that before you can finish getting up off of your knees, here comes the enemy. Here comes the same people with the same drama, with the same information, same ideas, and all of that. And I wanted to talk about no new tricks. How are you all doing this morning again? No new tricks. Amen. So we don't want to fall for the same things we've been falling for. Mr. Singleton, thank you for tuning in. This is the missionary. I'm coming in on Saturday afternoon, hoping to catch some of you all. Perhaps, the Super Bowl is over and all that excitement, and so there's not a whole lot going on in sports still, other than basketball and some hockey, for you people, and definitely the Olympics is on, and so I definitely want to come in and talk about no new tricks. Amen. It's 2020. We want to have a whole new mindset. Hey, Mr. Remy, thank you for tuning in with the missionary. I'm talking today about no new tricks. How many of us know that every time our past is on the precipice, our destiny and our purpose and our good thing is right there at our fingertips and right around the corner? Here comes the enemy or some old sad drama trying to drag you backwards. Always got you looking behind you. Anything that you have belief in and faith in and wanting betterment, it is in front of you. It is not behind you. Amen. So I wanted to come in today, Saturday afternoon. For some of you all may be tuning in or scrolling through on your news feed and you catch me, stay a while and listen. Take this ride with the missionary. We're going to do a little bit on no new tricks. So when you have a chance, and my static talks about John 10:10, I want to read that just a little bit. It says, the thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. Amen. That is John 10:10. Those words are in red. That means that's Jesus talking. Jesus is speaking. This is in the Gospels, and he is exposing the enemy for what he is. He said the thief, the devil, the enemy, the evil one is a thief. Amen. So when you think about a thief, sometimes you see people, you'll be shocked when you see how they look. Like if you ever seen a TV show or you want to know who done it. And then when it gets to the end and you're always shocked and surprised about who committed the crime, you can't believe that you can't. Some of them, yeah, but very few are you ever really able to figure out who the culprit is. And then when it's exposed, we're usually shocked and aghast and takes the air out of the building because we can't believe that a thief looked like that, or that a thief did that, or that a thief would have that MO. That's modus operandi. They wouldn't look like that. But how many of y'all know a thief never looks like what he is? He's always in some type of cloak and dagger. Smoke and mirrors is always disguised as something else. Amen. So it says the thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. And when I want to say no new tricks, I mean in time that you are looking forward, there is something always trying to get you to go backwards. It's still in the very beginning of 2020, and I know many of us have made a lot of declarations and affirmations and absolutions and things we're going to do and stuff we're never going to do again. But how many of y'all know old habits die hard? Amen. Many times we have to work at that thing a little bit until we can get some success in that area. So I just want to come in and talk about no new tricks. Every time when you're trying to move forward with a new relationship, Here comes the old person calling your phone or showing up in some unexpected place at some unexpected time. He has no new tricks. They usually have the same story with the same lie, with the same charm. Amen. We talking about no new tricks. This is 2020. You need to know your triggers. You need to know what you fall for. You need to know your weaknesses. You need to know your strength. You need to study yourself just like the enemy studies you. He knows where your weaknesses are. He knows what you like. He knows, hey, Mr. Oliver, thank you for tuning in. Mr. Dara, hello. Thank you for tuning in. This is the missionary. I'm just coming in on a Saturday morning talking about no new tricks. Amen. How many of us know everything that God has for us? It's in the front of us. It's not behind. It's not in a rearview mirror. You do not drive forward looking behind you. You are looking in front of you. Your focus needs to be in front of you. Your energy needs to be moving forward at all times. And so, as I'm speaking about the enemy, there are no new tricks. Anytime you're trying to do something positive, there is always some type of thief around, some type of undermining coup d'etat to try and thank you. Hey, you're welcome. To try and take your joy or your peace or your love or your energy. It's some draining thing always around trying to get you to look back with Mr. Barfield. Thank you for tuning in with the missionary on Saturday morning. How are you all doing? Thank you all so much for jumping in for me. I know Saturday afternoon, many people are laid back. They're relaxing. Some people are out taking care of personal business and things they weren't able to get done during the week. And so just for you all that are tuning in or you all that may catch me on the replay, good afternoon. This is the missionary. I'm just coming in talking about no new tricks. Amen. So I was talking about a thief. And when you think about John 10:10, it talks about the thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. But Jesus is speaking and he says, I have come that you may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. So Jesus came into our life for us to have an abundant life. That means more. That means more than expected. That means over the top. That means exponentially. We're not supposed to still be on the same playing field after we've been walking with the Lord for a while or putting this faith thing in practice. We're supposed to be able to see some gains and progresses in our life. And so coming into 2020, we want to be aware that the enemy is always lurking. Something is always studying you, trying to figure out how to take the pen and pop the air out of your sail, how to dismantle everything you're trying to build, how to pull the plug out of that nice little boat you've made. That's what it is. Amen, Mr. Dara. Thank you for tuning in. Anyway, I mostly talk with people when I do my lives. I do answer some of my DMs, but I get so many of them, and I'm apologizing if I haven't gotten to you. Definitely, I get a lot of inappropriate messages as well. And so, if you ever send anything to me like that, I'm either going to block you or I'm not going to respond. So definitely, I do take time to try to go through them when I do have time. But trust me, I have a whole lot of people trying to tell me a whole lot of things. And like I say, trying to steal my focus off of what it is I need to be doing. Amen. So if you have something that you need to talk to me about, definitely you can message me. Do not call me if I do not know you. Definitely, I will not be able to do that because I'm just feel like, I don't know what's going to come up on the other line, on the other end. And I don't want to give people the wrong impression because, definitely I work hard for my anointing and I do not take time just for a lot of foolishness. If you have something for sure, definitely Mr. Brown, thank you for tuning in. You want to say to me, talk to me, the missionary is always praying for people. Definitely leave a text and message me. And, if I'm able to get to it, I definitely will. So you all, definitely, I do pray for all people that are on my page. And as I was sharing about no new tricks, that's the enemy is always trying to drain your energy with some drama, with some unnecessary things that are off target of where your purpose is. You got to know when the enemy has come in. You got to know what he looks like. You got to know what he aims for. You got to know the type of disturbances and drama that he brings with him. Definitely, people have told us over the years, misery loves company. People that are miserable, they love trying to make other people miserable. I don't even think they even notice it. That's just what they are. Misery is who they are until they figure out that there's something different. There's something more, that they don't have to live like that. People that like drama. Some people, that's the thief coming to steal your peace, coming to steal your position to eat at you some type of a way. People like to bring a lot of drama. Always got something started. Always getting something started. Always telling people business. Always exposing people. Always got their mouth in something, on something, saying something. And just running their mouth. I'm telling you, the mouth is a terrible thing. It's just terrible. People do it all the time. Just be talking, talking, talking. And don't even really be saying anything positive. Just putting a lot of untruths in the air. And I have found out that kid tried to lie on me. I'm just so shocked. Like, why would you lie to your parent about something about me? I didn't have anything to do about it. That's the enemy trying to steal your joy. Mr. Dennis, thank you for tuning in with the missionary. I'm talking about no new tricks. The thief, you don't never know what he looks like. You don't never know how he's dressed. You don't never know where he's coming, how he's coming. But trust me, he done studied you. He knows your every move. He knows your weak points. You better study yourself to figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are, because many of us, when we get tripped up as we moving forward toward our destiny, it be over stuff we already fell for in the past before. We got to make sure we study ourselves and know our strengths and weaknesses. And when the enemy come, trust me, he don't have no new tricks. He gonna come at you with a different set of clothes and the same set of circumstances in the same way with the same principle to get you fall for the same thing over and over and over. It'd be a different day, a different time, a different season. But if you sit down and analyze many of our mistakes, our blunders, and our lack of focus is on things we've already dealt with. Something that's behind you, something in the past, something you done forgot about, something you want to forget about, somebody want to remind you of, somebody want to bring up, some old feeling, some old perspective, some old thought, some old job, some old chick, some old dude, some old idea, some old argument, some old something that you don't want to bury the hatchet and move on. Trust me, your faith is forward. Everything you want that's positive is ahead of you. It is not behind you. Do not study so on the past. Just glean from it where you were, what you did, how you resolved that, and move on with new information and explore new things. God is a God of movement. He is not about moving, looking back, worrying about the past. You cannot change the past. If you want to move forward, you got to know the enemy has no new tricks. He's going to come at you with the same thing over and over again. The same old rotten type of dude, the same old dishonorable type of chick, the same lines, the same charm, the same cunningness, the same subtleness. That means he going to come at you at a way you ain't going to know. He ain't going to expose himself all at once. It's going to be little by little. When you see the red flags, put the salute up and get the cracking. You know, give them the peace sign. Don't wait around. Like God told me one time, people with domestic violence, God say they be trying to give you all these slick words and they looking to load the clip. He said you're going to sit around until they load the clip. Many of us know it's time to get out of Dodge. It's time to press the eject button. It's time to admit your losses, cut your losses, move on. Whether that's in business, whether that's in ministry, whether that's in relationship, whether that's whatever it is. Do not spend your whole life trying to change something that is not designed to be changed. Maybe the thing is supposed to change you for you to move on. No new tricks. I just wanted to come in and talk about that. Hopefully you all, somebody is riding with me. Y'all can get something out of this, because I know this for somebody. Because I'm trying to cut it off, but it just keep on coming out. No new tricks. No new tricks. The enemy has no new tricks. He's going to bring the same type of thing. Hey, Mr. Magnus, thank you for tuning in with the missionary on this Saturday morning. Just coming in, talking about no new tricks, how the enemy try to get us caught up. He says he comes except for to steal, and to destroy. And I was saying, when you think of a thief don't never look like what you think he look like. You never know what's on his mind. But trust me, he is studying you. The thief is very subtle. He is careful. He is cunning. He is calculating. He is charming. He good looking, and you don't even have to be poor to steal. Some people like to steal your intellect. They like to steal your time. They like to steal your beauty. They like to steal your innocence. They like to steal your honor. They like to steal your respect. This is what the enemy does. He comes to steal your things, your time, your energy, your beauty, your health, your money, your reputation, your dignity, your honor, your respect, your joy, your love, your belief, your mind, and your dreams. That's not an all-inclusive list, but that's what the enemy wants to steal from you. And he does that by interjecting things back into your mind and into your psyche and into your path, into your emotions, into your perspective, things you have forgotten about, things that was behind you, things you should be over with, things you should be through with, things you should not have a taste for anymore. And many of us, as soon as we have a disappointing situation or things are moving slowly, we're impatient, we start to go back to old things, old habits, old ways, old belief, old words, old way of thinking, old way of talking, old way of doing things. You got to know when the enemy is in the camp. You got to know your triggers. You need to know your weaknesses and your strengths. The enemy cannot steal nothing from you if you do not open the door for him to do it. So many times, a lot of our decisions, things we talk to people, we allow in our space, to talk in our, speaking to us, and get in our head and all type of things. You already got away from that. Leave that alone. Don't go back to that. They ain't got no new message for you, no new information, and no new love for you. You know, many times you need to know when something has run its course. And it's just time to move on. Amen. No new tricks. Amen. The enemy has nothing new to show you. He has nothing new to pull out of his bag. You've already seen it before. You've seen it before. You already know what it looks like. The same drama, the same people with the same attitude, with the same lying tongue, and you keep going back expecting something different. No, you're going to get the same thing repeatedly over and over again, because the dog has no new tricks. An old dog has no new tricks. The devil doesn't know anything new. The enemy know he does not. His imps, they're going to keep coming at you with the same mess. You got to make up your mind that you want something new and something different, and ignore the noise, ignore the drama, ignore that mess. Ignore your getting into that. Invest in your emotions and your time, your focus and energy on something that's counterproductive. That means something that's not allowing you to move forward. Some things you don't even need to hear that rumor. You don't even need to hear that garbage. You don't even need to listen to that live. You don't even need to listen to that information. That's just some extra stuff to be rolling around in your head, taking up space that don't need to be there, for you to have some room, make room for some superpower, supernatural information, power, knowledge, and wisdom. You need to make room for that. And you cannot do that if your mind is cluttered with a lot of foolishness and back and forth with people that are not adding to your future. They're taking away from you. Miss Newbie, thank you for tuning in with the missionary. I'm talking about no new tricks. The enemy don't have no new tricks. Every time he gets you upset, get you off your game, get you mad, get you sad, get you upset, get you in a rage, it's always something that's happened in the past. Some old trigger, some old thing set you off, some old line there say bring up something that happened decades ago, or somebody you never forgave, or somebody always trying to remind you of where you came from. You got to recognize that. You cannot drive forward looking back. You do not use your rearview mirror to move forward. No, you do not. You look out of your front windshield. The front is before you. It's not behind you. So that's what the enemy do. He always trying to get you to look back. Want to steal something from you. Want to steal your forward progress. Steal your dreams. Steal hours of your time. Rambling back and forth and over about the same problems that you cannot solve. The same bank account, the same numbers you cannot add up, that don't add up to what you need. That's when faith come in. You got to trust God in the situation when you don't hear nothing, when you don't see nothing, when there's no movement. It seems like you've been standing in the same place. You're not moving forward. You've been impatient. You know, sometimes you just got to ask God to renew your strength and remain faithful and stay right where he told you to be. Doing right what he told you to do, because the enemy, I'm telling you, they never look like you think they're going to look. They never do what you think you're going to do. They never do it when you think they're going to do it. But trust me, they are watching you, laying in wait to try and undermine your reputation, your name, your health, your beauty, your mind, your focus, your energy, your time, all of that. They're trying to get you. But you got to be on point. You got to be paying attention. No new tricks. The enemy has no new tricks. He has nothing new to show you. He has nothing new to tell you. He has nothing new to involve you in. You've already been there and done that. You already know that don't work. So why would you go back to it? You already know you need to learn what you're good at, what you're not good at. You need to learn what to stick with and what to let go. You need to know how much energy to put in things. I'm telling you. This 2020, you got to move forward. You want to move forward, you got to know how to put the past in the past. And when a person comes remind you of the past, you need to know how to shake that off and keep moving forward. Miss Coleman, thank you for tuning in. I'm talking about no new tricks. The enemy, he has nothing new to show us. He always coming at us with something that's already happened, some old principle or perspective, mindset, some belief, some false lies, something that we already done dealt with, something that's behind us. Everything that God has for us is forward. It's moving forward. It's not looking back. Amen. No new tricks. You got to know your triggers. You got to know what sets you off. You got to know what make you upset. You got to know who those people are. You got to know when you hear the lines start to come out of their mouth. You need to know how to shut that conversation down and know that's here we go around some kind of way. If you stay in it long enough, you know you're gonna get some negative energy gonna be coming. You know, it's going to be taking up your time and your focus on something that ain't even productive to your future moving forward. You got to know when to eliminate things, man. I'm telling you. 2020 is about people that's running to their destiny. It ain't about looking around. It ain't about going down no dead ends. It ain't about running into no brick walls. It's about staying on the path and moving forward. Mr. Williams, thank you for tuning in. It's about moving forward. Amen. That's what it's about. I'm telling you, many people don't get that. You got to stay focused moving forward. Enemy is always trying to get you to look back. And there's nothing new back there. Nothing new. They all old tricks to get you to go back, get you to start feeling some type of way, believing some type of way, get you to doubt yourself, get you to think you're ugly. When somebody, you done made your mind up that you're beautiful, and then here comes somebody remind you, remember when you was back in the day, you ain't nobody talking about that. We talking about today, right now. We're not talking about what used to be, what was, who I was, who I used to be. We're not talking about that. The enemy has no new tricks. And you got to know that anytime you want anything positive in your life, you got to be forward facing, moving forward. Everything, all your energies got to be moving forward. Nothing back, nothing behind, nothing old, nothing passed away, nothing all toe up from the floor. Don't nobody want that. God has nice things for his children. But we got to know how to avoid the things that's going to steal our joy, our peace, and our forward progress. And that's, the enemy, he does. He uses women, men, jobs, money, situations, unforgiveness, all types of things to steal our joy, to steal our peace, to steal our minds, steal our dreams, steal our beliefs, steal our faith. They're time stealers, energy stealers, drainers. Take your everything from you if you let it. There's people, places, and things. You got to know when to cut them off, because it's real subtle. It's going to slip up on you. It's not going to show you everything at once, little by little, little by little. That's how people do. A lot of people want to come in your inbox, keep stealing your time, talking all the time. You done spend years and years working on yourself. Mr. Evans, thank you for tuning in. You done spent decades working on yourself, and they just want to pop up Johnny come lately and think they're going to get all your attention and all your time, and they're going to talk to you all day and talk you out of this and talk you out of that. No, that's for somebody that don't have no sense. When you didn't put a lot of time, effort, and energy into yourself, you're not going to let anybody just drain you of your anointing and your time, your knowledge, and your energy. It takes time to do this Jesus thing. You got to stay before him. You got to be praying. You got to be believing. You got to be interceding. You got to be not filling your life up with a lot of foolishness, a lot of TV, a lot of gossip, a lot of garbage. And you have a clear channel to be able to hear from the Lord, to be able to move within power, be able to move within the realm of the spirit, to be able to move within the things in the power authority that he has given you. You cannot do that being stuck in the past. And people steadily remind you of what you used to be and used to do and used to this, that, and the other. Yes, the used to was a rooster and now he cooked. Amen. So I just want to come in. I'm trying to get off of this. I'm just so excited to come in. It's been a minute. I've been kind of geeked up and everything. I had a long push for his campaign around the world. I appreciate you all. I'm into the second phase, and thank you all so much for a good jump start. And so I thank God for the opportunities that are before me to share more of my story. But today I just want to come in and talk about no new tricks. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the old. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. It's 2020. You want to move forward, you got to leave the past in the past. Don't let nobody make you feel guilty about leaving the past behind. It's not boding well for your future. Many of you all gave people 40, 50, 30, 40, 50 years of your life, and they still the same. They're not going to change. So you got to change. You cannot allow people to change your perspective and posture. Once you make your mind up and you got your confidence and got your gutsy up and your energy up and you got a plan moving forward, and you listen to these old people or old folks that used to know you back when, or old people come up out the blue that you done forgot about, coming telling you about what you can't do and where you can't go and what not to believe, and don't mess with them and this one. Okay, sometimes you don't have the answer. Sometimes you didn't put the energy into the Lord thing, so you need to be trusting them, God, and not listen to all these people, these naysayers, and like I said, old flames and old chicks and old dudes and old church members and old pastors and people that don't have no new perspective on what God is doing in this hour in the church. You better be listening to God. God have a fresh word. He have a Kairos word, baby. He has seasons that he's speaking, moving. So we gotta be paying attention to that. If you part of the prophetic community, you part of this apostolic movement, you gotta know. When God is moving and what he is speaking in this season. And so definitely you cannot be swayed by every wind of doctrine that come by. Everybody come by with a new idea, a new belief, a new something, this, that, and the other. Trying to tell you about what you've been believing all these years ain't right and all this type of stuff. Man, you better be paying attention and moving forward to what God is saying and what he is speaking, and not these old people that ain't got nothing better to do with their time. And some of them, they heaven is on here. This is the only heaven they gonna get. That's the only time they're going to see God as see Jesus at the white throne judgment. That's it. It won't be at the gates of heaven. That's for sure. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. This is the missionary. I'm coming in, Mr. Jorge. Thank you for tuning in. I'm just coming in sharing about no new tricks. The enemy has no new tricks. You know, anytime you're trying to move forward, do something positive, especially for God, especially in your life, there's always something trying to get you to look back. Some old some old feeling or some old person or some old emotion trying to get you to go back to drugs, trying to get you to go back to drink, trying to get you to go back to that old person you done left, trying to get you to go back, make that phone call from that old person you done left alone and that old friend you done parted ways with. No, it's not for that because you're going through something difficult. Lean into God, not into your old habits and old people and old ideas, old perceptions and things. Sometimes God got new things for you on the horizon, but you got to suffer through your season of loneliness and quietness and being impatient until he moved to do something different and create something more for you. So definitely, faith is always moving forward. I just want to come in and talk about how there's no new tricks. You need to know your triggers. You need to know your shortcomings. And you need to know your weaknesses. You need to know your strengths. You need to see the enemy coming. And you need to get strong enough to where you already know. When he come with the story, come with the lie, come with the lane. No, a thief ain't going to look like he supposed to look. He not going to look like he coming to steal from you. He might be sliding. He might be laying around waiting on you to let your guard down. But you stay strong and stay vigilant and stay watchful because the enemy is waiting for you to trip you up. He's very slick. He's very slick. He's not gonna come at you, at the same time. He gonna wait till you're strong. He gonna wait till you're weak. He gonna wait till you're tired. He gonna wait till you're ready to give up. He gonna wait till they done lied on you. They gonna wait till you been by yourself for a while. Wait till you're lonely. Wait till you're feeling sorry for yourself. Then he gonna ask you just go on and kill yourself. Just go on and jump on off the bridge. He don't have no, an enemy. He is careless and calculating. He is not trying to. He is careless and calculating. He's careful to get you in the trap, but he's careless. He doesn't care about your life. He's reckless. He wants to tear you to pieces. He don't want to leave you nothing left that you're going to be able to rebuild from. If he can, he's going to tear you down to nothing. He'll disintegrate you like you're nothing. Your mind, body, will, emotion, and spirit, and you can't let him do that. I just wanted to come in and talk a little bit more about no new tricks. Just know in 2020 ain't nothing new. You done seen that before. You done heard that line. You done heard that lie. You done heard that story before. You need to know when it's time to get up, move out, pack them up. What he say? You got to know when to fold them, know when to hold them. Know when to walk away, know when to run. Amen. You need to know when there's no new tricks. You ain't even want to listen to that. You don't want to fall for that again. Sometimes you study long, you study wrong. You listen to the lie too long, you start getting loved by it. Amen. When you first start opening their mouth and the Spirit is telling you that ain't what it is, you need to make haste to get up out of there. Men, same thing. Women, do not listen to them. I don't care how pretty they are. Spirit told you to run, run. Spirit told you don't mess with it, don't mess with it. Men, same thing. Do not mess with no men. God told you leave him alone, leave him alone. God know what to do. He know how to bring him back together if that's something he want to do. Let him move into your life how he going to lose. He give you the best results if you do it his way. But the enemy don't have no new tricks. And in this season, we need to learn our weaknesses, our shortcomings, our triggers, and all of those things. So when the enemy comes, we can say no. And the enemy, he said resist the devil and he will flee from you. So you got to know how to resist him. You got to know when he comes. You got to know how to keep your praise going, your faith going, your belief going. You got to stand in the midst of all of that because the enemy has no new tricks. You guys have a good afternoon, and hopefully the missionary will be back with you on tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. And for you all that would like to check out more of my information, I do have a YouTube channel, Sandra Collier, on YouTube. And tomorrow, for you all that are local in my area, I will be performing my song, Children of the Night. I will be sharing in the ministry with Church House Ministries in Walnut Park on tomorrow. Thank you, Pastor McKinney, Pastor and First Lady Miss McKinney, and you all. I will see you all on tomorrow, and hopefully we will have a glorious time in the Lord. So you all have a good rest of the afternoon, and remember, the enemy has no new tricks. Don't let him steal the present and have you looking behind in the past.